Hello, guys. My name is Isra. I am 17 years old. My father passed away when I was young, and I live with my mother and her husband. My story began one day when I woke up to my mother's exhausted voice. Mom, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. Suddenly, she stopped talking and fell to the ground unconscious. Oh my God! My mother quickly called the ambulance. After a few minutes, it came and took my mother to the hospital. When we arrived, they took her to one of the rooms. I sat waiting outside. After a few minutes, the doctor came out saying sadly, "Apologize, my daughter. Your mother passed away. I did what I could, but the illness was severe, and she couldn't bear it." I didn't speak and started crying intensely, not knowing what was wrong. In the evening, I was standing in front of my mother's grave, crying hard. Don't cry, my dear, she was very tired, and now she is in a better place. Stop crying or she will die. And she continued and she went back home. Everyone betrayed me. I don't want to stay here. You are tired, and I will not be able to leave you like this. Your mother was a good lady, and I was very sad about her departure. I will be with you, and if you want something, tell me I know this. Thank you, there is no thanks between us. You are just like my daughter. Now let's go back home. Okay, and indeed my neighbour and I went, and when we arrived, she went into her house, and then I also went into my house. I searched the house for my stepfather, but I did not find any. I sat on the couch for a while, and after a few minutes, he entered the house. Where were you? As why didn't you come to my mother's funeral? I searched for you and called you many times, but you didn't answer me. I don't have time for this nonsense. I was with my friends. Nonsense, she is your wife. How can you talk like this? I know she was my wife and now she passed away. What do you want now? I really don't know why your wife died. My mother, you don't do anything. And my mother was the one who worked, even though she was tired, and you used to take money from her at the beginning of every month and go to sigh with money. Have you finished talking? Not yet? You have to look for a job. We won't stay like this. Work, I don't work. And since your mother passed away, it's better for you to... Are you looking for a job as soon as possible? Of course I will not work for a school, leave school or work after school. I will not work. Also, this is my mother's house, and after she passed away, it has become my house now. Come on, get out of here and go away. I do not want to live with you again. It is my house. If you do not want to live with me, you can leave. He finished talking and went to his room. I was feeling very angry and went to my room. I kept crying until I fell asleep. I woke up the next day crying. I changed my clothes and went to school. When I arrived, I met my friend Mona. How are you now? I was going to come to you today after school to check on you, but I did not. I think you're going to come. I'm fine. I came because the house without my mother is very bad. I wanted to get away from her a little. May God have mercy on her, my dear. She is in a better place now. Or she died. She continued. Let's go to class so we don't be late. Okay, we went to class. Then the teacher came in and started explaining. Hours passed and the school day ended. I said goodbye to my friend and returned home. Luckily, I didn't find Yasser, my stepfather, in the house. I went to the kitchen to prepare something to eat. When I entered, I was shocked to find it empty of food. I went out of the kitchen and sat waiting for him to come. An hour later, he came from outside. How could you eat all the remaining food in the house by yourself? I was hungry. As you are looking for a job, this is not your business but mine. Look for a job today. And at the beginning of every month, you will give me your full salary or you will regret it. He finished talking and left without saying anything. I was feeling very angry. I went to my room sadly and started looking for the advertised jobs on the computer. I found a hotel near the house looking for a cleaning lady, and I decided to apply for this job. I woke up early the next day, changed my clothes, then went to that hotel. And when I arrived, one of the workers at the reception said, "Hello, how can I help you? I want to meet the hotel manager, please." "Okay, Sarkby, wait here, or he died." He left, and after a few minutes he came back saying, "The manager is waiting for you in his office, thank you." I went to the manager's office and knocked on the door. Come in. I entered the office and said, "Hello, I saw an advertisement that you want a cleaning lady in the hotel." "Yes, that's true. Can I do this job after I finish school?" He looked at me thinking, then said with a smile, "Bread, yes, you can, but you will only take half the salary." I was feeling very hesitant, but I had no other choice. Okay, agreed. Good, what is your name? Is Isra, okay? Isra also while cleaning the rooms. If you find any items left by the hotel guests or forgotten, bring them to me immediately. We agreed, okay, of course. He was staying in this room and had forgotten it here. At this time, Mr. Mahmoud entered the room, and when he saw the ring in my hand, he said sharply, "Didn't I tell you to give me anything you find in the rooms?" "Yes, I just found it, and I was going to give it to you." He took it from my hand and began examining it, saying, "It is a very valuable ring." "Yes, but how will we know who owns this ring? This does not matter. Will you return it? Of course not. Stop talking and continue your work." He finished talking and left the room. Here I realized that Mr. Mahmoud was taking these things and selling them and taking the money for himself. This bothered me a lot, but there was nothing I could do. Days passed until the end came. The month, so I went to Mr. Mahmoud's office to get my first salary, which was very little. Then I left the hotel and decided to buy some things for the house. When I finished, I returned and found my stepfather sitting on the couch. "It seems that you got your salary. Come on, give me the money now." I gave him the money that I had left, and he looked at me angrily, saying, "What is this?" "Where is the rest of the money? Didn't I tell you to give me your entire salary? This is all the money I have. I got half the salary because I work after school. This won't be enough. I want more. You must leave school. I definitely won't do this." The sound of the doorbell interrupted me. "Go and open the door. If anyone asks about me, tell him I'm not home." Okay, I went to the door of the house, and when I opened it, I found two huge men. "Is this Yasser's house?" "Yes, but he's not here now." "Are you sure about this?" I got scared, but I told him, "Yes, of course he's not here." "Okay, tell him we want the money, ASAP, or he'll regret it." Before I could speak, a man left. I closed the door of the house, and Yasser came out of the room and said, "Did they leave?" "Yes, and he tells you they want his money ASAP or you'll regret it." He didn't speak and went to his room. I learned that Yasser owes these men money. The next day after the secret day ended, I went to the hotel and met my mother, who said to me, "Hello, Isra, how are you? Fine, and what's up?" "About you too. Come on, put on your work clothes quickly. We have a lot of work today." Okay. I went to the room where we change our clothes and changed my clothes. Then I started cleaning the rooms. And after hours of cleaning, I was walking in the hotel corridor, and suddenly I saw the two men who came to the house yesterday. Oh my God, maybe they are looking for me. I felt scared and quickly entered one of the empty rooms and hid under the bed in fear. I waited for minutes, but no one came to the room, thank God. It seems that they left, and when I was about to get out from under the bed, I saw a large bag. I took it out and put it on the bed in amazement. What is this bag? What are you doing here, especially since the room is empty and no one lives in it? Maybe the last person who lived here forgot about it. I opened the bag to see what was in it, and here was the shock. I found it full of money. Oh my God, what is all this money? What will I do now? I will definitely not tell Syed Mahmoud about this, so I must know who owns this bag to return it to him. I put the bag under the bed and left the room, heading to Saad, who works at the reception. When I arrived, I said to him, "Hello, how are you, Saad?" "I am fine. I wanted to know who was living in room number 45. I cannot tell you this, please. I want to know who was living in the room quickly, and I told you that I will not be able to do this." I nodded to him and moved away a little. I know that Saad is like Mr. Mahmoud, he loves money a lot. So I went to the room and took out 50 rials from the bag. My stepfather took all the money I had. I went back to Saad saying I think this money will do the trick. And now I want to know who was living in the room. He smiled at me and took the money and said, "Of course I will tell you the room number. Room number 45. Okay, a man named Mustafa Khaled. I want his phone number. Of course, go ahead. This is great. But why do you want to know all this? This is none of your business. I went towards the room and I was feeling happy that I found the owner of the bag. I decided to call him to tell him, and I called him and said hello. Mr. Mustafa, hello, who are you? I work in the hotel where you were staying last night. It seems that you forgot a bag under the bed. Yes, thank you. I will come now to get it okay. I hung up the phone and decided to wait for him outside the hotel so that Mr. Mahmoud would not know anything. And indeed, I covered the bag with the work clothes that I will take home to clean, and I started walking to leave the hotel. And while I was walking, Mr. Mahmoud suddenly appeared in front of me. What are you carrying? These are work clothes I will take home to clean. Really? And before I spoke, he put the clothes away. And when he saw the bag, he said, "What is this bag?" I will tell you everything. But before I finished my talk, he took the bag and opened it. And when he saw the money, he said, "Oh my God, what is this money? I have become rich. I can't believe it. Saad was right when he told me that you were suspicious, and as if you were hiding something." He started jumping with happiness, saying, "I have become rich." And at that time, the two men I saw in the corridor came. "Since you are rich now, it is time to pay the debt." Mr. Mahmoud quickly closed the bag and said, "I don't have money now. As I told you before, we saw the money, and this money has become our property now." And suddenly a man entered the hotel with two guards behind him and said, "This bag does not belong to any of you. It belongs to me. What is this nonsense? The bag is mine. My name is Mustafa Khaled, and this is my bag. I was staying at the hotel and left in the morning. I forgot my money bag under the bed. We owe Mr. Mahmoud money, and he told us that he will pay us with this money. Okay, I have a good solution. I will pay Mr. Mahmoud's debt to you, but in return he must give up this hotel to me forever. But this is the solution I have. If you do not agree, I will take my money and leave. Now wait." "Okay, I agree." The two men smiled happily, and Mr. Mustafa took out a paper and said, "Sign this paper, Mr. Mahmoud." He did so and signed the paper. I saw him very sad when he finished. Mr. Mustafa handed over the bag is for two men. You can leave now. This hotel is mine." Mr. Mahmoud and the hotel manager looked at me with great affection. Then one of the men said to me, "Wait, I feel like I've seen you before. Yes, I remembered her. Her stepfather owes us money too. How much does he owe you? 1,000,000 reals. Okay, I'll write you a check now for this money." Mr. Mustafa wrote a check and gave it to them, saying, "Now they don't have any debts. You can leave." Okay, two men left. Mr. Mustafa said, "Thank you very much. If you hadn't called me, I wouldn't have taken my money. There's no need to thank me. I should have done this. You seem like a good girl, so half of this hotel will be yours. A reward for your honesty, my God, but this is too much. It is not too much. You deserve this. I really do not know what to say to you. Thank you for paying the debt to my stepfather, but I will pay this money to you. Do not worry. He is the one who will pay this money. I do not think so. He does not work. I want to talk to him." "Okay, of course." Mr. Mustafa and I left the hotel and headed home. Before we entered, he told me to stay here, and I will enter the house and talk to him. Okay, Mr. Mustafa entered, and I headed towards the window to hear their conversation. I heard my stepfather's voice saying fearfully, "Who are you and what do you want? You have paid your debt, and you have become my debtor now. If you do not give me my money immediately, you will regret it very much. I don't have the money now to pay off the debt. Okay, I don't want money from you, but you will pay off the debt by working as a servant in my hotel without money for 7 years. Or I will do something that will make you regret it all your life." Okay, good. Early in the morning, you come to the hotel and start working. And if you don't come, I will report the police. No, I will come. Mr. Mustafa came out of the house and said I talked to him and he will come to work from tomorrow. I thank you very much for what you did. He smiled at me and left. The days passed, and after the end of the school day, I went to follow up on my work as a company in the hotel. and I also started living in it, and I fired Saad, he was working at the reception, so I no longer trusted him. While I was sitting in my office working, my stepfather entered the room. "What are you doing here?" "You are not allowed to enter." "I know, but please tell Mr. Mustafa that I am no longer able to work. You know that you owe him a lot." "I know this, but it is very tiring, especially since I am waiting in front of the hotel door under the sun." Before I could speak, I heard knocks on the room door. "Isra, do you mean inside?" "Yes, come in." My stepfather ran and quickly hid behind the sofa, looking at me with fear. Mr. Mustafa entered and said, "Is everything okay?" "Yes, don't worry, work is good." "Okay, if you want." "Something tell me for sure Mr. Mustafa came out and said my stepfather, did he leave?" "Yes, go to work and don't come in here again, or if you see Mr. Mustafa you will regret it." He did not speak and quickly left the room. Since that day my life has become wonderful, but despite all this I missed my mother a lot. And here, my friends, this is my story. I hope you liked it. See you in a new story.